Dean Ambrose turns heel. Bad timing? Welcome back to the ACB Wrestling Talk channel, your main source for wrestling news, topics, discussions, previews, all that kind of good stuff. I am your host, Alexis Corvillo, and over the past few weeks, over the past few episodes of the Raw preview right here on the channel, we've discussed about the possibility and the, likeliness of Dean Ambrose turning heel, eventually turning heel. That's been a running topic ever since he returned just a month and a half ago to WWE. When is Dean Ambrose going to turn? And we all found out that it was this past Monday. He turned on Rollins right after they became the brand new Raw Tag Team Champions. However, there's a lot of backlash from fans on social media about the timing of the entire turn. Mostly because, as we all know, the show started with with Roman Reigns informing us of his unfortunate situation of how he was leaving the company and vacating the title, trying to get healthy, and hopefully he does get healthy and beats leukemia once again. And that pretty much set the tone for the entire episode. I've been reading a lot of fans that are pretty unhappy with the decision of Dean Ambrose turning heel on Rollins, because with that opening segment, the show was kind of in a damp mood. It was kind of at a low point. Not a lot of people were able to enjoy the show, and thus ending it on such a sour note for them was the wrong choice, was not the right move to go with. In my opinion, I think it was perfect timing to have this Dean Ambrose heel turn happen. Number one, because first of all, that entire Roman Reigns segment at the beginning of the show, that was not booked. That was obviously not scripted. That was not planned, obviously. So I don't really take it into consideration as a part of the storyline. And we're all expecting Dean Ambrose to turn. We were all expecting him to turn eventually on Rollins and on Reigns and leave the Shield. And here's the thing. A lot of fans will complain about everything, including myself. We will complain about everything and anything. In fact, as human beings, we are practically trained to find something and everything to complain about. Because I assure you, in the coming weeks, had this turn not happened, in the coming weeks, a lot of fans, especially the IWC, would have been, complaining on social media about when are they going to turn Dean Ambrose heel? Why haven't they turned him heel? And when they do eventually turn him heel, everyone's reaction was going to be, oh, we saw it coming from a million miles away. We all expected him to turn heel. It's not a surprise. WWE is so predictable. And yada, yada, yada. And what they did this past Monday was masterful. Because we all saw it on the build-up to the main event. That backstage segment, they were doing it for Roman. Believe that. They were going to win the tag team titles. Believe that. Nobody was expecting this turn to happen because of the tone that was set at the beginning of the show. Coupled with that is the fact that, given that Roman Reigns had to leave WWE, Dean Ambrose now turning on Seth Rollins, who was clearly heartbroken, as most, if not all, of the WWE Universe was with the news of, Roman Reigns' disease coming back. Coupled with that, you put an enormous amount of heat on Dean Ambrose now, because they not only had the opportunity to close out the show with a feel-good moment of Ambrose and Rollins becoming tag team champions, doing it for Roman, feel-good moment to end the show, everyone sending the crowd home happy. Now the fans, both casual, mainstream, and hardcore in the IWC, they now have a reason to hate Dean Ambrose even more, because now Ambrose becomes that figure that took that away from you. He becomes the man, the guy that stole that feel-good moment, not only away from them, but from Roman Reigns, from the Shield. And like I said, and like I will continue to say, it was so unexpected. Everyone was shocked. I remember watching it on Raw this past Monday. I remember watching the show. They became tag team champions. I was happy. I was thrilled. I was, that's the right move, Feel good moment to end the show after everything that's gone on at the beginning of the show, of the episode. And then they did that, and it just felt like they stabbed you in the back. I get that. But, WWE is a scripted show, and if I remember this correctly, Tommy Dreamer said, or posted on Twitter, if you're angry, if you're mad about Dean Ambrose turning heel on Rollins, then you really should not be watching wrestling. Then you really should not be following this business, this industry, because that's the normal thing to expect. So all in all, I think it was perfect timing. It was unpredictable. Nobody saw it coming. It was shocking. For the first time, Raw ended in a shocking way. And I'm not going to say it started in a shocking way, because, it did, but that wasn't planned. It wasn't scripted. That was completely out of the control of anyone. But for the first time, it ended in a very shocking, unpredictable manner, which I am a fan of, and I can't wait for the reaction that Dean Ambrose gets on next week's show. So, with that said, those are my thoughts. I know there are a lot of people out there that disagree with this kind of point on this argument. They didn't want the show to end on that sour note after it started with an even more sour note than it ended with. But, this is WWE. It's storytelling. It's twists and turns. It just is what it is. So, those are my thoughts on this situation. Any thoughts, comments, or arguments that you have for or against this, leave it on the comment section below. If you follow wrestling news, topics, discussions, previews, all that kind of good stuff, consider subscribing. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you dislike this video, hit the dislike button. That's it for me. Till next time.